Hector the Collector by Jewel Rushing and Laura Cole. Hector was a pack rat. He gathered lots of things: gumdrops, string, used tea bags, and things like old key rings. His nest became so cluttered it nearly burst its seams, so Hector went to work and started on his dream. He worked all day, he worked all night, he really didn't care. If all his friends laughed at him and said he didn't dare to build a nest that was so big it reached up to the sky, they asked him why he wanted a nest that was so high. I have a dream, and when you dream, you really cannot shirk, or all the dreams you dream about simply will not work. The nest took lots of time and care, but that was just the start. Determined now to fill it with what was in his heart, he'd throw out all the rubbish, replace the old with new. He thought about it long and hard. He knew just what to do. He started with a purpose. His path this time was clear. Searching for an object, he hunted far and near. And then at last he saw it, the perfect place to start. Old barns, with all their treasures, can fill a pack rat's heart. A boot, half buried in a heap, was really his first step. He tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged and dragged it to his nest. Next morning, Hector's hunger caused him to scout around. He found a tender morsel and quickly munched it down. He saw a path that led directly up a slope. Did he even dare? Could he even hope? An old and rusty junk car, the kind pack rats adore, because of all the places to hunt and to explore. The car had been deserted, but what a treasure trove. He tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged and dragged it down the hill. He placed the old and rusty car next to the boot he'd found, sleeping peacefully beside them. He didn't hear a sound. Next morning then he heard it, a whistle loud and shrill, a huffing and a puffing coming round the hill. A big red train appeared at last. He wondered if he could. This would be the hardest, and then he knew he would. With great determination, Hector set about the task of getting this huge object with the others in his nest. When finally he surveyed his work, he felt content at last. Hector laid down just outside the opening of his nest and slept. Next morning he was happy. The day had just begun. When on a walk he saw it, shining in the sun. The biggest, tallest building he'd ever seen before, and at the top a flag. He wanted this for sure. With careful calculation and a fair amount of skill, he tugged and pulled and pulled and tugged and got it down the hill. Hector put his building, the biggest prize by far, next to the tattered boot, the old and rusty car, a train tucked safely in his nest, and now the best of all, a building that was sure to be the biggest one by far. Hector was exhausted. He slept the whole night through, and when he looked outside, the world looked fresh and new. Rain had bathed his world. It glistened in the sun. Hector felt quite happy with all that he had done. Hector had collected a boot, a car, a train, the tallest building ever. Now what was left to gain? The world with all its treasures. Was it within his grasp? He thought, yes, if he tried hard enough, perhaps. This latest task took longest, but all the time he knew, until he had the world, his work would not be through. And so he set about his task. He worked, he planned, he schemed. Hector was determined to make real the things he dreamed. With one last tug he did it, the world in his own nest. He crawled into the opening of his nest and slept. A light that twinkled brightly through the opening of his nest caused Hector to awaken, and you can guess the rest. Hector reached as high as any pack rat could, collected stars and planets, the entire universe. When Hector woke next morning, he quickly looked around. There was no boot, no car, no train, no building could be found. Where had all his treasures gone? His plans, his hopes, his schemes? Then he knew with sinking heart, it all had been a dream. Yes, Hector had been dreaming. But was it just a dream? He still had all the world, the woods, the hills, the streams, the entire universe, the sun, the moon, the stars, all belong to Hector. Yes, all of it is ours. He had really loved it all, the boot, the car, the train, the building with the flagpole. Now none of it remained. Then all at once he realized he had the best of all, the mountains and the streams, the trees so big and tall. The most important treasures, the ones he most adored, the world and all the universe, were still there to explore. But then on walks he noticed some rubbish here and there. In places, there was lots of trash, junk scattered everywhere. He saw pollution on the ground, in streams, and in the air. He soon became concerned. Didn't anybody care? The world and all he cherished, even though it's all still here. If we don't care enough, it too can disappear. Hector began to dream again, a realistic dream, of taking care of what we have, our air, our earth, our streams. His friends began to laugh again. You can't do it all. The task is much too big. One pack rat is too small. You are right, said Hector. So join me in my dream. Let's clean our world, our universe, our land, our air, our streams. His friends knew Hector needed them, but what good could they do? Where would they begin? They didn't have a clue. And then at last they realized a perfect place to start. An old lot with all its rubbish can fill a pack rat's heart. There is such a place where trash is all around, old bottles, cans, and popcorn bags just tossed upon the ground. A boot, half buried in a heap, was really their first start. A dream is just a dream till you begin what's in your heart. The end of the beginning.
Noun. A noun is a person, place, or thing. Examples: object, day, building, flag, prize, Hector. Refer to the definitions when doing this activity. Click on the nouns. Yes. 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 Verb. Verbs are action or existence words that tell what nouns do. Examples: tucked, surveyed, slept, saw, looked, glistened. Refer to the definitions when doing this activity. Click on the verbs. Yes. 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 Adjective. An adjective describes a noun. Examples: perfect, rusty, biggest, red, old, two. Refer to the definitions when doing this activity. Click on the adjectives. Yes. 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 Adverb. An adverb describes a verb. It often ends in ly. Examples: really, quickly, peacefully, finally, safely, far. Refer to the definitions when doing this activity. Click on the adverbs. Yes. 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 Pronoun. A pronoun replaces a noun or noun phrase that is understood from context. Examples: he, it, they, him, her, them, you, anybody, we. Refer to the definitions when doing this activity. Click on the pronouns. Yes. 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 Synonyms. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Click on the first word, work, and then click on the synonym for work from the list on the right. Continue down the list of words and find the synonym for each word. Right. 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 Try again. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Right. right, right. Try again. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Right, 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 right. Try again. Synonyms are words that have the same meaning. Right, right. Activity 3. Story mapping, a memory game. You will choose items in sequential order, from the first to the last. Sequential order for this game means the order in which each item was collected, from the first collected item to the last item collected. Click and drag the objects below into the nest, in the sequential order in which they were collected. Super! 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 Alliteration. Alliteration is defined as words that begin with the same consonant. Choose the words that begin with the same consonant. Click on the first word, Hector, and then click on the word that begins with the same consonant. Continue down through the list of words, finding the words that begin with the same consonant. Touchdown! 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 Touchdown!
Choose the correct answer. When you find the correct answer, click on that word. Thanks. You are so right. 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 Thanks. You are so right.
Fill in the blanks. Awesome. You were right. Awesome. You were right. Try again. The answer is in the book.
Rhyming words. Rhyming words have similarity in the sound of the word endings, especially in poetry. Click on 2 rhyming words. Wow, good job. Wow, good job. Get it right, so I can get out of my shell. Get it right, so I can get out of my shell. Get it right, so I can get out of my shell. Get it right, so I can get out of my shell. Wow, good job. 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 Wow. Good job. Wow. Good job. Get it right, so I can get out of my shell. Wow. Good job. Wow. Good job.
Spelling. Click on the words that are misspelled and make the corrections. Wow, we got it. 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 Check the book for the correct spelling. Wow, we got it. Where statements. Fill in the where blanks. Why, when statements. Who statements. Fill in the who blanks. Fantastic. You must be proud of yourself.